guys had the ball chance, interception happens, and then the defense takes the field. How much are you just give me that ball back? What were you thinking at that point?
Absolutely. In the situation where I was trying to be aggressive all night, especially with certain looks we had, and with the weather, usually you think just run the ball and all that. So I tried to come in with a really aggressive mindset. We had a lot of try and hit some big play kind of things, and so even there, I got the coverage I wanted, and I gave Zay a chance, and obviously their corner sped up, stayed on top, and he went and made a play on the ball, which I have to give him credit. He made a great play, and after that, it's like, please just I promise we'll win the game. I promise we'll win it. Just get it back, and the defense did, and we were able to go back down the field and win the game.
You go right back to Zay on that ensuing drive, including on the completion to set up the field goal. How much confidence do you have in him, and what's that chemistry? How is that chemistry formed over time?
Yeah, it's not perfect. We're still working and all those good things, but the chemistry is I trust the guy, and there was a slant Brian Edwards caught in the red zone. I think it was in the second quarter, maybe. I can't remember the quarter exactly, but to my right, single high coverage, and I told him that's trust down there, and same thing with Zay. I trust him, and I told him, I went to him actually after that pick, details of why don't matter, but I went to him, I said, I'm coming right back to you, and we're going to win this game, and because I knew I needed him, and I wanted him to know, not only do I need you, but I believe in you. And even on the holding, he had a big play, big catch. And so super proud of him, super happy for him. Him and I have a very close relationship, besides football, when it comes to, talking off the field and spending time together. And he comes over to the house and all those good things. So, I trust him. And I'm just happy that we got the ball back, not, for my own sake, but so that he could get the ball back in his hands. And he won the game for us. It was awesome.
How hard or how easy was it for you guys to compartmentalize all the emotions of you getting ready to get on the bus to go fly here, and now all of us pump the brakes and wait for a couple of days?
Yeah, again, my teammates said things that I agreed with, and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, just how I was taught, life's going to throw you curveballs. There's going to be adverse times, and, I'm going to show up whenever they let us play, and we're going to play. Whether I agree, whether I don't agree, I don't really think it matters. I think it just it's good for you guys because we get to talk about it, just be honest. But at the end of the day, we all know it doesn't really matter. We got to play at some point. And after that game, we're going to stand there, we won or lost. And so that's kind of the approach that I took. I wanted to play. I have a schedule, and for me, I have a routine and things like that. So it messes with that a little bit. But if that's the hardest thing I deal with, this week, then thank the Lord, because we know we got teammates dealing with a lot more than that, as we know today. So our schedule is probably my routine, my schedule, how I plan my week. That's probably the biggest thing that changes.
I don't want to harp on the interception, but Zay talked about it too, that he was basically apologizing after. What did go wrong?
I threw a pick, I threw a pick. It was the coverage we wanted, and he'll tell you, that he wants to accelerate and go get that ball, and make that play for me. It's one-on-one. That's safety's low. I threw it over the safety's head. But Zay's going to tell you he should have made that play and those things, and I'm going to tell you I threw a pick. Those are the things. But at the end of the day, we were able to get it back, and he made some huge plays for us.
What happened on the play? You got hurt, and how soon do you know you're going to be okay?
Probably took about I don't know how long, but a minute in my brain. It's the same ankle I did in Pittsburgh. It's the same ankle I broke. And honestly, I think it's scar tissue that just keeps breaking, because I hear these pops and this rush of pain, and I'm like, not again, I remember that feeling, and it wears off, and I'm like, oh, thank goodness, because when I broke it, it didn't really wear off. And the scar tissue thing's weird. It's not like rolling your ankle. It's just you feel these pop, a whole bunch of pops, and you're like, is that all the ligaments? Because it hurts and all those kind of things. But, I'm on it. I'm okay. But when it first happens, for the first couple minutes, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I just prayed, and thankfully it wasn't anything serious.
I'm one of the plays Marcus was saying, you lined up wide left, and it took a while for them to recognize and get out there. Were you thinking that was the time?
I'm always ready. I'm always ready. I joke with these corners all the time because I'll run routes and mess with them, and like do the trip on and things like that. And